Here we are today. Welcome in. Let's get started. Got lots to do. Hopefully I won't be spending the entire stream on the capsule art. But there's some touch-ups we gotta do, and we're gonna do it. I'm nearly done with it. But I did submit my app to this for Steam for review. I got pretty much everything needed uploaded, filled out like the whole checklist, and so right now it's going through Steam and getting the approval. So I should be able to do a name reveal soon in the next week. I do have to remember to try to post at least one last TikTok. It looks like TikTok's probably going away on Sunday. I don't know, but it'd be nice to put a little farewell short on there. It would have been cool if I could have just fully announced the game before it happened, but oh well. We work with what we got. So I did a little bit of work on this off stream. And yeah, we got things that we got to get done. And I'm hoping that Clip Studio won't explode while I'm working on it. We'll see what happens. But we're gonna do our best. What's up, Fruit? Pretty good, man. How are you doing? Just gotta get warmed up here and start finishing up this art. Should probably do do a full preview like that. Hello. What's going on? Definitely started stream a little later than usual today. I was up a lot of extra time yesterday because I was submitting the app on Steam, and it got me excited, and I couldn't sleep until much later, so here I am streaming back into the daytime hours. The cycle never ends.
Come on.
Ray, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. So I got to do some additional rendering on the arm here. And then looks like the arm's getting a little cut off on the preview there. We'll see if stream can hold out today, because last time I was streaming with Clip Studio, it got super slow. But we're going to power through. We're going to do it. You new to coding? Any advice on not giving up? Yeah, don't do it. Coding is... it's one of those things where sometimes you're really close to a breakthrough and you have no idea. It's hard to measure how well you're doing. And it's better just to give it a little more time. Give yourself tangible goals. I'm just going to wipe the arm clean and start over, because I just do not feel like trying to repair what I did. Going for a hard reset here. What's up, Whiskey? Welcome in, man. Good morning. when it comes to coding and like burnout, all I can give is like a little bit of my experience. I spent 10 years as a Flash developer, and then Flash died. And then I turned into a JavaScript full stack developer because that's the work that was available. And for a time it was fine. But after doing it for a good 8+ years, doing JavaScript stuff, building sites that I didn't really care about, I thought I didn't like to code anymore. I was convinced. And then I pulled back from the work. And I spent time learning things that I wanted to learn, making things that I wanted to make. I stopped doing it for clients. I started doing it for myself. And I realized I like coding. It's fun. It's not the coding that I was burnt out on. So take from that what you will. That's what matters the most, yourself. Well, you know, you spend the majority of your life working. And you know, most philosophers say, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. But conventional wisdom, which comes from experience, will tell you no matter what you do, whether you become a rock star, like a famous content creator, a bajillionaire, no matter what you achieve, that you think is like the ultimate, once you get there, you're going to learn that no matter what, your mental illnesses, your stresses, your impermanence in your life will always, doesn't matter who you are, no one can escape death, no one can escape sickness, no one can escape tragic events, and everyone gets stressed out, even if they're doing the thing that they love. I used to kind of sabotage myself a little bit when it came to like doing music and art, because I thought work is stress, and when I have to do something under a deadline, it just means whatever it is that I'm doing, I will grow to hate it. No question, every time. So I don't want to hate art. I don't want to hate writing music. So I'm just never going to try to like really get successful at it, because I don't want to hate it. I want to love it forever. And I think capitalism can kind of corrupt things. I used to like, every time I'd sit down with my guitar, you know, I'd always have my wallet in my front pocket, and I would take out my wallet because I needed to like lean my guitar on my thigh when I'd be sitting and jamming. And I always would take it out and say to myself, money corrupts, and I just throw the wallet away. And after programming for 20 years, I've realized, and like turning my burnout around coding around and realizing I didn't hate coding. I wasn't burnt out coding. I was burnt out building things for projects that I didn't care about, that I felt were insignificant. That's what burnt me out. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's what you're building, whether or not you care about it. I don't know, is it auto-saving? I got to turn off that auto-save, dude. That autosave is killing me. What's up, pimpin'? Welcome in. Like right now, I think it's auto-saving and it's totally fucking be over. I'd rather just like CSP just crash and I lose work than to completely slow down CSP. So I'm gonna shut that off actually. Where are you, auto-save? You son of a bitch. The right mentality. I've got the right thoughts. They work for me. Everyone's got a different, you know, mentality. Or maybe there's something that you need to achieve. Grinding away at something that really you don't want to do, but you've got to. Because like maybe you're supporting your family or trying to pay off debt. And that into itself is a beautiful thing. But once you're like away from like all of that sort of struggle, but you've dug yourself out of whatever hole. I mean, I'm just like old enough at this point where I'd rather just go out, spend the last half of my life doing something that I enjoy. And if that means I end up homeless, then at least I don't have regret. Let's increase this. Oh my God. Might even decrease this a little bit. But let me see. Where is that autosave? I'm looking at the preference. You can't see it. Trying to find the autosave feature. It's always slowing my shit down. But this is all like in response to Ray, who's asking like, you're new to, that he's new to coding and needing advice on not giving up. Coding isn't for everyone. It's kind of a... Aha! I found you, you son of a bitch. Alright, we shut that down. Alright, cool. I'm just gonna have to manually save. I actually like save aggressively, so I'm like feel pretty good about not having auto recovery. You're on the same path. Keep going. You're awesome. Thank you, man. I think we're all on similar paths. We're all trying to make do with the hand we've been dealt. It's just my philosophy that like, if you can't be happy with nothing, you will not be happy with something, with stuff. So it's like, learn to love what you got when you got it. How do I want to do this? I don't know if I want to do this with the Gooch. The Gucci paintbrush. Because then that will push me to make other layers. But maybe we'll just do that and then we can kind of blend. We'll just work with it. I wonder if I should just use the bear brush though. Bearman. Hey, Nature, thank you so much for the subs.
The _wild_RX just subscribed. A daytime stream. But I work. Have a great stream, you.
Stay warm out there, man. Stay warm. Gotta mix up my drink here. Add some more to it. Appreciate you, man. 52 months. Let's go. Legend. Andrew, what's going on? Thinking about looking into Unity, learn to see if it helps learn C#. You learned a bit of C++ in the past, but hit a wall. So hope it helps. Well, yeah, I mean, learning an engine could help. -5 Fahrenheit yesterday, but 1 today. Hey, it's getting warm. David, good morning. Welcome in, guys. I kind of want to do the bear brush. And then maybe come back and do like a grainy texture over top. I'm gonna do like simplified on the arm, you know? I don't know. I don't want to get too crazy with it. Never found a program or software that teaches C# through simple game development, and if that's what does it, you excited otherwise? Yeah. I mean, you guys know my approach, which is make stuff from scratch, don't shy away from difficult tasks. But, you know, I've been doing it for 20 years, and learning languages and stuff like that is not like a big deal to me. It is a big deal. It's a big commitment, but like it doesn't feel intimidating necessarily. It's just one of those things you just have to bite a piece off every day. Maybe we should move the preview over top. I feel like I'm hiding what I'm actually painting here. Try that. Whiskey, Unity is what you're grinding at the moment. You put in the time with C++ first, then C#. Now that is a legendary path for sure. What's up, Profits? Welcome in. Tried learning to make an engine when I was younger. I think when people generally say they talk about making an engine, to me what it's like really saying is you're creating something that is going to be built to create like a bunch of other things. You're creating like some sort of general system that's built to make all games forever and all time. And I just think of it as like I'm writing a game and its functionality is solely about what it's capable of, just this one game. And I am trying to like make it open enough that I can extend it and expand upon it in the future, make other games with the code base, like make reusable code from it. But there's gonna be a chunk of the code that I just ditch that's completely dedicated to this game. That's just the way it is. Excuse me. But like, my point of bringing that up is that like, there's less pressure, I think, because you're not trying to make, I'm not trying to make this massive engine to write all games that I'm ever going to write with this code. I'm just focused on what this game needs to do and just biting it off in little bits. We'll probably definitely get to some coding today. Well, actually, probably more getting to some more assets. Something in between. Like right now, my priority list is trying to cap the rest of the stuff for the splash because I'm nearly finished with it. And it just feels so good to like totally finish a task, you know? Just like crush it. So my priority list is finish the splash art, just cap that. Then I need to work on some assets for the new pixel art, the new card size for the pixel art, the mini size. So we need to touch up like those 4 cards that I've done. And I was going to add different color to the different fires for burning the cards up. But I just think that whole thing's going to change in the future. But I think having some sort of basic change to that, I think for now will be good. And then I was going to work on the AoE functionality. So there was going to be probably some coding today. Because I don't think the pixel art stuff that I'm going to do is going to be all that crazy. I think I'll be able to get through it in a couple hours. But we're going to put our main ambition today into getting this art done, because honestly I'm sick of it looming over my head. Like I said yesterday, I did submit the app to Steam for review so that I can probably do a name reveal in the next week, and we can get really into the meat of marketing the game. And I'm really hoping TikTok doesn't die, so that I could finally like do a reveal on TikTok for that. Otherwise, we're just going to be totally focused on YouTube and making more videos for that. That's our backup plan, which we were going to do anyways, but now it'll just be like putting all my eggs in that basket and, you know, continuing posting on Blue Sky. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do like a promoted post on X. X seems like a ripoff, and like I don't get a lot of engagement, and it's like a pay to win kind of a scenario, and I don't love that. But maybe doing a few promoted posts might help me break in. When you're promoting a game, you can't really be like pretentious about any of this shit. You just have to go where the people are, and as many people that hate X that are out there, there's like still a ton of people on that platform. And it's like with TikTok going away, like we're getting more cut off from each other. So I don't know how I feel about it. TikToks die. How you mean? TikToks? I like that. TikToxic. You would start with text-based stuff like factorial, etc. to get your variants. You made a very buggy text-based dungeon crawler in C++ back in the day. That's as far as I got. That sounds awesome. Maybe we should revisit it. Like start over from scratch. Build it better. Whiskey, it's absolutely amazing that you can do digital art. The work you do here is quite impressive, really. Thank you, Whiskey. You're always so kind. It is it's a beautiful thing. Don't ever lose that. Don't let someone suck the life out of you. Let's see. Huge start. Hell yeah. I like the idea of a C++ like buggy dungeon crawler. So if it's buggy, either go back, fix the bugs, or just like build it from scratch with the same kind of like MO. You already kind of have an idea of how it comes together somewhat. And now you can like build it more efficiently, maybe learn new ways to kind of sort your data, make the code better. Each time you iterate on a concept repeatedly, it's like cooking a meal. The first time you cook it, the first you ever try a recipe, it'll probably come out kind of bad. So you got to keep cooking it. You got to keep cooking the thing. Never stop cooking the thing. Because that's how it eventually, you know, it's like every day you cook eggs. Eventually you're going to get really good at cooking eggs. Because you kept cooking eggs. And you try different things, little experimentations. Same thing with code. You just keep cooking. I remember hearing that about like, I don't know if it was an artist or a developer or something, but like they talked about how they weren't necessarily the best artist, but they just always showed up. They would always every day show up and just keep working. And eventually it came together. Just keep showing up. Keep grinding. I think we need to change this bicep a little bit. What's up, We Leave? You don't know if you get into Pygame right now unless you get a CS degree and know Python already? Well, if you're confused about something, take it one step at a time. Don't shy away from a challenge. Definitely excited to be revealing the name to the game soon. I'm almost... I think it says it's 3 to 5 days to go through like this Steam process to approve the app. So we'll see how long it takes them. Because I think recently, I was like the 14th of January, they were taking Next Fest submissions. So I don't know if they're like going to be backed up because of that or not. I'm sad I didn't make Next Fest submissions. I wanted to be part of it, but I'm not ready, sadly. Just got to be honest with myself. So there's still a lot of shit to do. But the game is actually going to be going through a little bit of an evolution. I'm going to be trying some different things in the coming weeks. It's just like a slight adjustment to how it works, and see how it feels. Hopefully it's good. I keep it kind of under wraps, but the game is evolving. It is changing. I think we'll do a little blending first. Wish you all the best with your success. Thank you, Whiskey. As for the background here in the splash art, I ended up just using the pixel art in the background. It actually like looks pretty decent. I just wanted to use like the coloring, you know, it's a little dimmed because it's BG, but like it's kind of a nice feeling when you're like pixel art feels rendered enough that you could just like toss it in with your digital art, and it seems to work. That being said, though, I want to make a few adjustments to it, so it'll be like slightly digitized. Not even sure I really need to, though. Probably will. We'll experiment with it. Could always just undo it if it doesn't feel right. I got my bullet list here that I'm just going to try to get through. I'm trying to really stick to my to-do list and not deviate. Because I have like a little bit of ADHD when it comes to things I want to try and experiment with the game. I can find myself building shit that I'm like, why am I even... This is like not even what I originally came up with. I'm trying to hold fast. Keep some like semblance of the original idea alive. So first off, I'm just doing some blending here, kind of mix the colors, and then I'll change the blend tool to a blur tool here, and then it just smooth it all out. But not too smooth. We just want to leave a little bit of the shapes from the brush strokes, but this is also elven skin, so I figured it can be like a little bit polished. So I'm going to leave some hard edges and then soften others. And add some counter light here. Some reflective lights. What's up, Natty? Welcome in. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to my Daywalker stream. You're updating Unity and Chunk. You bought it. Well, good luck with it. Your mind is blown right now. It's blown. So I've added a hood and a cloak. We got to finish the wrist stuff. There's like some stuff on the forearm that's on the glove that isn't cleaned up. I extended the glove and I want to redraw the hilt, the base of the hilt on the sword. I like everything else about the sword. The sword's looking pretty polished and nice, but the hilt is like still garbage. So I need to sort that out. And so that's kind of what I'm generally just trying to give like a nice polish to things, like just finish them with an idea that I'm comfortable with. I feel good about. It's a process. It's a process. 8 bits was going on. Welcome, welcome. What's going on, my friend? How was stream? I'm just over here trying to polish the splash art for the capsule art for my Steam page for the game. I actually recently just submitted the game to Steam for review, so hopefully I'll be able to do a name reveal for the game soon. But I just submitted the splash art as it was before I started stream today, just to get like all the assets in and just to get it through the approval process. But we gotta get everything refined here. That's what we're up to. We will be getting into some coding later though. Gonna go digital art, pixel art, then into code. That's the plan today. Big day. Lots of stuff to do. It's been a massively productive week. You know what? We got to drop that green glow so we can get to the real colors here. Do some refining on this art here. This forearm. Stream was good, just working on some animation for a death sequence and some level design. Nice. Sounds awesome. What am I drawing on? What's up, Tobias? I am on a 16-inch Wacom. And I like it. It's a nice texture. Very good. He's right. There's 8 bits in a byte. 8 bits a byte. Well, that's 8 bits his name. It's all about education for 8 bits. Spread the word. So I didn't stream on YouTube on Monday because I had posted my video about just hardships for solo game devs, and I was trying to like let that marinate for a while before I posted a live again. But here we are. I'm gonna be posting another video soon-ish on YouTube for... I'm probably going to do some A-Sprite stuff. Just like tips and tricks. Then we also got to do like a name reveal for the game. So that's also going to be coming out. So definitely more like actual like videos. Just short form. Maybe like 2-minute videos. Nothing too crazy. Hopefully not too difficult to produce. But my last video, it got almost 1,000 plays, which I think is like relatively decent for having never posted a video on that channel before. But we got to keep posting stuff to see if I can't break into the algorithm a bit more. So it's starting to look like YouTube's going to be my primary source of promotion outside of Twitch, so... We only got a few more days on TikTok. Probably will just make like one last dedicated short for TikTok. That's like me saying, see you later. It's so sad. I've only been on TikTok for like a year, but it's been interesting to like be part of the experiment. I'm glad that I was a part of it a little bit, just to kind of understand what we're losing. Working IT on my build player, so 8 bits equals 1 byte. Though it was fun name when put together. Hey man, it works for us. We dig it. It's a pretty good name. Need to hop offline. Well, thanks for hanging out, man. Really appreciate the raid. I'll do my best to take care of your crew. I'm in super productive mode today, so I'm just gonna be a lot of focus. But I'll always address chat if you guys want to talk about stuff. But my eye is on the prize. I want to get shit done. It's a great feeling to actually just finish stuff. So that's like the goal today, is cap the splash art so it just feels done. The truth about art is it's never like really done. You could be working on things infinitely, and you just have to like you have to develop a sense of like, okay, it's time to move on. And so for me, I think with this piece, it's going to be just having like a nice render pass on everything. God, why am I coughing today? Damn, that's already super dark. Here to support. I see you, Whiskey. Thank you, man. Thanks for the lurkage, man. So today we're gonna have ourselves a nice focus day. After getting the background done, I feel like anything's possible. Hey, it's Flannel Beard. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Good to see ya. How was your stream? Welcome in, guys. So hype. Trying to mid-journey. Give a pixel art because you don't have the skills of an artist. What? We all have skills of an artist. It's in us. We just must put in the work. So it brings me here. Look how dope this looks. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's coming together. It's like 100 hours at this point. There's a lot of time that I put into this piece. Kind of redoing a lot of stuff over and over. Excuse me. But it's the capsule art for my game. It's got to be like, I got to feel confident in it. So that's like the big thing. Just waiting for Clip Studio to save right now. This takes forever sometimes. You work on a game, so generating some prototype images. You'd prefer to commission someone, but hard to find peeps who do that. They're out there, man. For sure. Yeah, game dev could definitely could benefit from delegating a bit. I mean, I'm in that position of just taking everything on myself, and so everything is getting done, but just very slowly. What is good? It's still saving. All right, there we go. I'm just glad I like turned off the autosave, because I'd always be like right in the middle of something, and then like, you know, when you're like inputting stuff and then like it starts to go into like autosave, then it's just like gets all slow. At least now I can like predict when I'm gonna go into the slowdown. This is a massive file. This is like the size of like a 20 by like 12-inch poster. So it's like really just a big boy. Big boy. Flannel, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. You just don't have the ability to create good art. It's not a core competency of mine, so that makes it hard to do everything. Yeah, I feel that. But otherwise, things are going well for game. Well, I've heard that a lot of professional games don't actually get serious about polishing the art until after they've done most of the game build, like, and prototyping. And it's only the very like tail end of the production when they start to worry about how good everything looks. And that's when they get into the polish. So, you know, you can be vastly successful and it doesn't necessarily have to come down to your art. I did go to art school, and my initial dream was to be a comic book artist. So it's like, it is important to me to have solid art. So it's been a big study of mine for a long time, and I'm still learning, man. It's so hard. It's a process. But a worthwhile endeavor. Just gotta do what you love. But today we're definitely jumping around. We'll be doing some pixel art later after I finish polishing this, but it's gonna be a nice chunk of time to make progress on this piece. I want to finish it today if I could. It just always feels so good when you have that final like tick on the to-do checklist and you're just like, I'm done and I can move on from a thing. Because I've had the to-do to finish this piece for like months and months. So it's like, son of a bitch, will it ever end? Anything is possible, but for sure you gotta like it. That's probably why I don't put the hours into arts. You love it conceptually, but not the process. I prefer to build things with code. I hear that. And art, yeah, it's another 10,000 hours of mastery. So I feel that. Spoderman, what's going on? What are you working on right now? I'm working on the capsule art from my game. Let's share. We can do a quick excursion to show the game. What I have built so far: tower defense game with a deck builder element. So you have these nodes where you build up your powers and you fight. And today, what I'm going to be working on in terms of the pixel art is when you have the card come in and you select the card, it shrinks into this mini version down here on the interface. And I'll be working on this art, refining the pixel art on this. Because now that I made it a little bit bigger so I can add a little more detail to these little cards. And then we'll be colorizing the fire that burns up the card when you play it. But I think that is going to probably change in the future. What's up? Machining, welcome in, man. Thank you so much for the raid. Jezadilia, what's going on? Sir Broke-a-Lot, what's going on? Welcome in, guys. How was your stream? We just got a raid from Flannel Beard. And here we got Machining. What were you building, man? What were you working on? Cooperatively explore alien caves? We're working on physics? Nice. Yeah, I was just showing the game a little bit. I'm working on the capsule art right now, but here, I'll show the game again. So this is the tower defense game I'm building. I recently redid the backgrounds and the look of it. And yeah, so it's like this tower defense meets deck builder game. And you build these weapons on the nodes and you fight. Do what you can to survive. And you gotta like maintain your nodes, your arcana once you've built them. Because when they attack, that's where they're taking life away. And if they've destroyed all the arcana on a particular side and like hit the tree directly, then you die. You have like basically one hit. I was gonna make it like 2 hits maybe. Something like that. And when you kill enough dudes, you earn a card. And that's where the deck builder stuff starts to come in. And I'm going to be expanding on the deck builder stuff, but currently the functionality isn't fully built for it yet. It's still in its infancy. But it's coming along. Recently made the lightning on the Stormcaster purple. So we have to change her portrait, which is blue right now. We got to change it to that purple color. But it is coming together. Ooh, got her. Probably need to speed up the grandma. I want to see that lightning. Anyways, so back to business. I'm currently just trying to refine the capsule art here. Just kind of redo some details that I feel like need redoing. So far we've been working on the arm, and I'm going to be redoing the hilt on the sword here. So I'm gonna have to start by erasing the old hilt here so that I can just kind of go off on a new one, because the shape and everything is just not what I want. I need freedom. Actually, I don't know if you'd call it the hilt. The hilt is like the part that connects with the sword, right? So I don't know what you'd call like the end of the handle. Let's go, vibes. Whiskey, how you doing? We got YouTube simulcasting going on right now, so we got people in YouTube chat chilling. We're bringing together sites. We're bringing together the multiverse. So I'm just going to do the cover here, and then we'll redraw another end of the handle. That's what I'm going to call it. G-end. The pommel. David with the real lingo. The real esoteric terms. End of a sword equals a pommel. We're learning, guys. We're learning things. Useless terminology. Not useful if, or not useless if you are a game dev. Or a swordsman. Whiskey knows it's called pommel too? What is with you sword experts out here? Yeah, we got to redraw it because the old one was a butt cheek. It's not good. Because the rest of the sword is looking fucking sick. So it's like, I couldn't have like a C+ pommel, you know? We have to get an A+ pommel going. But the pommel, like the way I have it designed in the pixel art is really kind of basic. I didn't have any like gem in it or anything, nothing decorative.
Beta Dungeons just subscribed.
Beta! Thank you so much for Daywalker Spotted. How's it going? Thank you so much for the subs. I appreciate you. Welcome in. You knew that in your German? Damn you! I did not know. I did know not. Yee. It is what it is, man. Hilt is rain god to bottom of pommel. Forge in fire teaches. Yes, we are forging this in fire. All right, so we got a nice little cover here. Get rid of the old pommel. And then I need to do something nicer. It's still just going to be like a basic shape. Nothing too crazy. But we'll make it shiny and hopefully just like a nice, consistent shape. Let's do a little savey. Save, yeah. Just get aggressive with it. Just get aggressive. This is a bummer. So we got our circle here. We wanted to connect. I don't know if I just make it like a little cube, kind of a cube-ish thing. We'll give it like rounded edges when we redraw it. Just trying to come up with like a nice structure here. It's just a square. It's like, how did I make it in the game? I think I was like, it's because it's pixels. It looks kind of squarish. But I think I have to maybe do something more rounded or something. I don't know. It's kind of rounded. You probably need to do a little more like kind of hexagon-ish or something. Going with a circle and another ruby. No, not another ruby. What's up? What's up? Janet, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Currently I'm working on the capsule art for my game here. This is actually the game. It's a tower defense that meets deck builder situation. And the deck builder system is still not fully built, so it's hard to show. But yeah, like currently working on the capsule art, and I'm working on the pommel, the end of the sword. But thank you so much. Retro, what's going on? Bobby, hello. Mr. Sizzo, what a cozy background. Let's go. Thanks, man. I just recently finished the pixel art for the backgrounds in the game. Let me get Janet's SO here. I appreciate the raid so much. Let me get you a follow. Guys, go check out Janet. What were you up to?
Come on.
Bam. Followed. Badow. Baibu, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, man. Sounds like a lot of work. That is correct. Incorrect. That is correct. She was just yapping. Well, maybe she had to raid and run. I understand. It's all good. I'll drop by on stream sometime, see what you guys are all about. Art is dope. Thank you, Mad. You go dumb over deck builder games. So the deck builder system is still in process. Like I have like kind of a basic interface built for it, but it's not fully functional yet. So it's kind of like it's on its way, but it's not fully there, you know? But I just last night submitted the app on Steam for review so that hopefully I can get the app approved, and then I can do a name reveal in the next week, because it's 3 to 5 days for approval process. And then once that goes through, then I can show off the logo I made, which is actually going to be at the center of this picture. But I haven't told anyone the name for months, and we got ads starting soon. I'm sorry. Why?
Come on.
But it's really exciting. I was really excited. Mr. Sizzo, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Excuse me.
Come on.
You just happy I'm making a deck builder game? There's not enough of them? Hell yeah. Bobby, thank you for the follow. The man with the banjo. I think we need to extend this a little bit before I draw like a circle. I'm going to go with the circular thing. We're going to make like a circular pommel here at the end of the sword. Make it nice and shiny. But I'm trying to create the structure first. Let's see, extend that. Just a box. And then looks like ads are hitting full on. Sorry about that, guys, but I really appreciate the raid. Is that going to be big enough? Actually, I'm not even sure that perspective's correct. Damn it. Damn it. I think I need to ignore what I drew for the base of the handle and just adapt it. It's a little more straight on. So we'll bring the hilt in and just kind of straighten it out a little bit on this. The handle, I mean. We're trying to get our sword terminology correct here. Because everything else about the sword looks really good. But the pommel is ass, so we're make it look decent here. Alright, so that straightens out, because that's got to match. There's not a lot of top on here. See, I knew that perspective was fucked. I had a feeling. But we'll fix it. Always room for improvement. You would still be correct. You would be turn B shortening the hilt. Got all these sword experts out here. Is capsule art what they call the images in the carousel that Steam shows on the store page? Yes, that's correct. So yeah, you open up the Steam page and the main art you see for the game. It's like the cover of the game. So this is, yeah, the cover. And in this picture, you're seeing Gant, who is the elf, the wood elf, who is vowed to protect the forest. It is his territory. And the orc clan is coming in to tear down the forest. And so what happens is Gant is struck by a cursed arrow and he's about to die and has his druid partner bind his soul to a tree so that he can live on and protect the forest. And through the spell of binding his soul to the tree, the spell launches a barricade around the forest. And so the orcs have to destroy the tree at this point to destroy the barricade. And that's why they're coming after the tree. So they're not just chopping the tree down, they're destroying a barricade, like a magical barricade. So yeah, that's what's going on. And here he is in his full elven form. And I just felt like I needed something compelling for the cover. And I wanted to do like a Street Fighter versus kind of a thing. But I'm like, how do you do like a versus thing of a tree versus an orc? And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just show Gant in his like elven form and then we can like come back to the like you can see the tree in the background like peeking through as like a foreshadowing. But I just felt like this kind of helped the story a little bit more, so something to like hold on to and personify. Before Gant died, did he set up a last will and testament? His last will is protect the forest. It's getting put into the tree. I mean, he lives on into the tree, but it's irreversible. Once he's put into the tree like that, he's done. He's there permanently. And but it gives him the ability to protect. It's doing what he swore to do, just protect the forest at all cost. I want to do like what if I just want to do rounded? I like the idea of having like a extruded pommel, because like if he's tossing the sword around, it wouldn't slip from his grip because his hand would like hit against this part. So like, but part of me does want to kind of just like put it right at the end like that. But considering how savage this blade is, it's called the Thorn Blade. Look at this thing, man. Imagine getting sawed up to bits by this thing. It's not even like a normal serrated thing. It's like a sword with a bunch of daggers on it. It would just tear you asunder, man. It would crush you. Gantz is also the name of a pretty gnarly anime manga. Gantz? Well, it's just Gant. There's no Z, so at least it's slightly different than whatever that gnarly manga is. I love anime and manga, but I do not know that. I don't know that one. I'll have to look into it. You think functionally it probably be more accurate based on the overall like fantasy vibe? Yeah. that or the hilt gets way longer. Pommel can sometimes be a decorative shape. Use your creativity. That's, yeah. It was designed in pixel art, and here I'm like trying to like bring it into the realm of digital. So it's like I have to actually think about the detail a lot more deeply. So I want to do like extension here, flatten this out a little bit. It's funny because I mean, like, I'm really just kind of designing things as I go too. Like, I'm like sitting here trying to render it, but I don't have like the full. All I have is the pixel art, so I guess that's like enough. But a lot of times, pixel art is a real distillation of reality. It's not a full-on refined detail thing, because you can't necessarily afford a lot of detail in pixel art. So like, it's kind of interesting. I just kind of design stuff as I go. I don't have time to like make all the concept art and stuff ahead of time. I kind of make a few rough sketches and then I start just making the real thing. Which is probably good that I don't get hung up on trying to excessively design things, trying to come up with the perfect design for things. 'Cause don't have time. Main goal is make progress. It's a little bit off. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to have like somewhat of a polish and just feel like intentional, and then I'm gonna be happy, because it's not a detail that's gonna grab a lot of attention, so I don't have to get obsessed with it. Just need it not to be completely off, because then it would just grab attention because it's out of place, you know? I'm trying to lower the bar here for some of these details. Just get something working and you'll be good to go. You feel like a lot of solo devs get stuck in the weeds when it comes to art? Yeah, 100%. I've redrawn the backgrounds a bunch of times, and I've been working on this splash art for months, redoing it over and over. And I'm like to the point where I'm just redoing parts of it at this. I'm trying to like keep stuff, you know? I'm like, there's stuff I definitely like about it, and I'm trying to just hold on more and more of it as I go, so that I can just be making solid steps forward, even if I'm kind of redoing parts of it. And it's okay, because like in a vacuum, I'm not the best artist, but if I can sit and iterate on something long enough, I can make it pretty good. If I was a better artist, I'd be able to just slap this stuff out really quick and it would be good. But it's not the case. For me, I have to iterate and basically just redraw it many, many, many times before it really starts to resonate. And I think that's a good lesson for a lot of game devs out there, because like maybe you're not confident in your art, but it just doesn't matter. You just can't stop, can't give up. Gotta keep working at it. Zombie with the good vibes. How's work going for ya? How you doing? Good time to walk in. Take my analogy on things because you can focus on details myself. It's all looks good from an airplane. Remember, you've got this. Thank you, Whiskey. We got both Twitch chat and YouTube chat collaborating across multiverses here. Okay, let's put some color on it and move forward with it. So
come on.
Actbits, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Gotta keep kicking ass, hell yeah. Andreas, what's going on? Yes, it will eventually come together and will be good. Yeah, like, it will look phenomenal indeed. You just can't stop too soon. Like, one of the first things someone asked me today when I started stream was how to like not get discouraged because they're learning code, and it's always like, don't stop. Because when you stop, usually you stop just a little too soon. You don't give yourself a full chance to have your breakthrough. You got to give yourself the room, the space, and reinforce the self-belief that you can do it. You can get better at art. You can program that thing. Learn that language, whatever it is. And a lot of times it's just a matter of sticking it out, giving yourself that extra, like be at like a complete block where you're like, I do not know what to do to move forward. I have zero idea what I should do moving forward. That's the moment, the most important moment, when you should not give up, because then it's going to be like, bam, you get it. And then for all time, you'll never be stuck on that thing ever again. And then you just move on to the next block, and you keep taking these blocks and crushing them and turning them into your strengths. Because most people, it makes sense. Because I mean, if you don't understand what it takes to like actually get over the block, and it's a complete unknown, it could be like, well, it could take me 1,000 years to get good at this, or like figure out what I'm doing wrong. And you can totally discourage yourself easily. And it's logical. I get that. But a lot of people give up too soon, man. I'm telling you. You never knew how close to a breakthrough you really were. You're so close. You can do it. And remember, sometimes a wall is a place to rest for a moment. But don't give up. Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear, Deadly. It's Deadly. I mean, Zombie. Sorry. I didn't mean to call you Deadly. What was that? Zombie. Always bringing up the old crew for me. When I started streaming, Zombie was one of the first supporters, like long ago. Even before Deadly. And you're an OG, man. I'm so grateful to just have you in my life. Thank you, Zombie. Nature's also an extreme OG. I gotta pay proper respect to my oldest viewers. My ancient viewers. Yes, it's the beginning, the dawn of time. Better get some coffee. I've actually stopped coffee since I was sick with the cold. I stopped drinking coffee, so my stupidity is just what it is. She's a lovely lady. It's saving. Save break. Well, thanks, Zombie. This zombie has been following me in art for this zombie check. Oh, it actually said 4 years, 2 months, and 7 days. Let's go. That's pretty much as long as I've been streaming, guys. But I wasn't always a game dev streamer. I've been many different types of streamers over the years. But it's only been this last year. 2024 was the first year, the entire year, where I was a dedicated game streamer, like game dev streamer. So this is relatively new in respect to all of that. So, excuse me, is what it is. It's been a long time. See, that's actually, we want to smooth that out. But the edge, I want to have kind of like a hard edge. And and I'm going to pull out the blur, and we're going to soften that outer edge. Let it just fall away from the light. And then probably I guess I'll color treat that. Let's do clip. Start pulling in some of this brighter stuff. Oh damn, that is gone. Let's do You're back in town, not leaving without you. What's up, Andreas? Having a good day, I hope. So proud of me. Thanks, Zombie. I certainly have evolved. I'm like One Punch Man. I started out with a full head of hair, and then I just started doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups every day. And then all my hair fell out, and I became super strong as a game developer. Though I've been programming for the past 20 years, so I guess I already had the skill. I'm just trying to give my my thinning hair a reason, some mythical reason. It is what it is. But though I have physically changed, I'm much the same. Much the same. So is already feeling better. Let's do a little more to it. Put a little bit of A little bit of flair. Meow. Like this. Meow. Meow. It's really like I've started turning into like an old man as I've started streaming. I had like the last tail end of my youth when I started, and then now I'm like starting to turn into that like older boomer man. And it's just kind of interesting, like the age we live in. We're going to be like witnessing more and more people like turning into old people. You know, that we like once knew. Like imagine like Pokimane one day just being like an old lady. And she'll probably never officially age. You know, she'll always seem like super young. It's been a joy to watch you grow. Ah, zombie. Damn you. Are you programming? Because when I open stream, you're drawing. Pimping, I will be programming probably later in stream. I always jump around. It depends on what I need to get done for the project. So you'll find me doing digital art, pixel art, and programming. You know, doing some C++ coding. And I switch around to what I kind of, usually what I'm mostly motivated to do. And I think the hilt is done. I think I'm just going to move on. That's fine. It's kind of a simple hilt, but it's just more polished and feels better than it was. All right, so save. Oh, the only thing I'm gonna touch up the cover. The cover was a little butt still, so we need to.
Come on.
Do a little bit of blendies here. And then we're going to move on to, I don't know what next. There's a lot of, I got my short list here. I'm trying to stick to my to-do list. I'm trying to be responsible here. Joe, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. It's just a joke. I am like slightly like autistic sometimes where like, I don't think I'm actually autistic, but I think socially I've been programming for my whole life. And so like it has for sure stunted some of my social skills. So like let's do bear. So sometimes I don't really necessarily, I'll take jokes very literally sometimes is what I mean. Which I think is a very autistic trait. So if I don't catch on to the humor, please excuse what I like. A lot of times too, like I'm like carrying on like 3 different conversations at once in chat, which can get kind of like insane. It is what it is, guys. Walge, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. You were just talking in Janice chat about autism is the next step of human evolution. It's going to be weaponized to make superhumans. Well, I think it's pretty awesome when you're able to like focus on something very greatly, become obsessed with it. Powerful things can come about from such behaviors. Like I've always had respect for autistic people. When I was in high school, I used to work with autistic kids as well. I would work with this kid named Adam, and we would like I was like his handler for like a you know, for a class, and we would go into the cafeteria and wrap cookies. That was our job, and we would just goof off. We were the cookie kings. It's one of my favorite things from high school. I do declare. I remember her. Here's a deep lore for me. Like at one point, his sister was like, "Hey, you want to go get a drink or something?" And I was like, "This was like more recently." Not super recently, but like, you know, long after high school. And I was just like, bros before hoes. Like I can't date Adam's sister. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I must honor Adam for all time. He is my bro, and I will protect him. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I should have just taken her out. I don't know. It just felt like in my heart what I wanted to do. Sometimes you just got to hold fast to your convictions, you know? For better or for worse. Despite the lonely life of a coder, I will still white knight occasionally. Especially to those who have no idea that I'm doing it. Solid. Not after calling her a hoe. I didn't call her a hoe. That was just an expression of what was going on in my brain. All right. I was highly respectful. She's a very cool person. Though honestly, I didn't really know her all too well, so I can't really. Maybe she wasn't a good. No, I'm just kidding. But still. She probably thought I was just trying to score points. But I wasn't. I kind of want to do something to the handle. Give it at least a little bit of definition. We're getting into fringe detail that just doesn't matter. So I'm not going to spend much time doing this. Just a little bit of time. We have to start getting a hold of ourselves here. Not overdoing it. I just thought I would share that deep lore for y'all so that you got something to chew on. Who is this man? I think the only thing that makes a coder's life a lonesome life is the fact that he stares at a computer and doesn't enter the world as often as he should. So I don't think it's necessarily the coding's fault. It isn't necessarily your fate. I don't want to say that if you're a coder, you're condemned to loneliness. But I'm just kind of like a happy on my own kind of a guy. Maybe I am autistic. I don't know. You're my white knight. Amen. All I know is I have a lot of peace, and I'm just don't really think about it too much. All I care about is making the game fun as shit and making this my livelihood so that I can live the rest of my life doing something that I think is kind of sick. That's anyone's dream, you know? Just do something that's kind of like giving back. I've consumed content my whole life. I'd like to just make something in return. That's pretty much all I care about. There you go. Deep cuts today. Deep cuts. But like mostly you're drawn to that for the right reasons and not because of it's trending, earns a lot of money. Yeah, like I think it's going to be hard to make money as a game dev for a while. But I do think that if you stick with it long enough, you're giving yourself the chance to really break free, break out of the rat race. But it's a massive risk. I could totally fail and walk out of it like with nothing. And so, I mean, it's just like, it's just one of those things. I saw this like short today, actually, as I'm watching TikTok as it dies. for Americans anyways, how like they're like 80% of people want to write a book, and then they're like 15% of those people actually start writing a book. And then they talked about, what was it, like 5% of them actually like finish, and then 0.6% of those people actually get published. Like, they're like, writing a book, if it was easy, everyone would do it, you know? And I think it's the same exact thing with games. Like, literally 80% of people start games. 15% of them actually finish. And then, like, you know, it's like the same thing. And what is it, like 75% of the indie developers on Steam only release one game? They only ever release one game, when a true blue, like, true wisdom like tells us that the only way to truly succeed is to make many games and to just go through it over and over and really stick with it and figure out how to get good at being a game developer. You can't just make one game and it's like a big massive game. Some people can do that. Some people have enough of an idea and enough of an ability to pull it off to just do that. But it's more rare. Usually, I think the more common thing is the work hard, iterate. Just keep iterating. Excuse me. In the end, for you, I think it's been a major win. Hey man, it works for me. There is no such thing as failing, only learning lessons. Yeah, exactly. I mean, success is built, it's like paved in failure, you know, just like hell is paved in blood. What's up, Joe? Is TikTok now actually banned in the States? No, it's supposedly going to go dark on Sunday. So I'm going to try to release one last short like tonight or tomorrow or something and just be like, farewell, come join me on YouTube. It's been fun. But I guess they're saying that it's just going to go dark on Sunday if it does get shut down. And who knows? Maybe it won't. And I think it also will go dark and then potentially come back. Potentially. I don't know. We'll see. Or other creative projects. The magic. Somebody has to make the magic happen. Don't allow the world to stop you from doing what you love. Yeah. Using your talents. One trick ponies. What's up, Whiskey? Yeah. You only get a few bangers out of the thousands. You think that the incoming admin said he was going to sign an executive order halting it? Well, we'll see. The reason why I would like it to stick around is because I think it's one of my rare chances. It's like we live in a society in America where it's who you know. And when you have connections, you have famous parents, you have rich parents, you can get ahead much easier. You're just kind of handed a path because they tend to know, they have a lot of connections, and so you're able to really succeed through that. And so there's a lot of gatekeeping. There's an extreme amount of gatekeeping. Even when it comes to just buying a home and stuff, there's a ton of stuff in America that's very gate-kept. And TikTok is one of those rare things that you can be absolutely nobody as like a musician, a game developer, a content creator, and your stuff will just be pushed out to people. And if it does well, like if people are like engaged with it and they like it, they'll keep pushing it out. But if it doesn't do, so it's like, it comes down to like, it's judged on the merit of the content you create. And that's a beautiful thing. And I think YouTube seems to kind of work like that. It seems like there is some sort of algorithm kind of working in your favor a little bit, but it's much more, I think, easier to grab people on TikTok. So for me, it's going to be between YouTube and TikTok to try to like have a marketing impact as an indie dev. And so I hope it doesn't go away, because I think it's going to be what helps me launch myself as a game dev. It's going to help me get the amount of playtesters that I need to actually make this game good. You know, like that's what I need. I need people out testing the game, telling me why it sucks, so I can fix the thing, make it good. Let's see. I think we need to hide the shiny. I'm gonna hide the shiny. It's gonna dull out for a little bit here. We got to work on the hood. You know what? I can actually, this should be, I should be able to select this easily. Badow. Yes. Why didn't I think of that before? What's wrong with me? So now we can fix it easily. Save. You don't want Meta or X to buy it. We need healthy competition. I agree. I agree. I'm not a fan of Meta stuff. And I think this is what I think is Zuckerberg's dream, his wet dream. This is what he goes to sleep jizzing about. And that's, I mean, he, what, $7.6 million in lobbying to shut TikTok down. So he's trying to shut it down. And he's hoping that the 170 million Americans who are on TikTok will just flock. What the hell is this song? It's not the best choice. That's what the song is called. It's not the best choice. It's perfect. I thought it was wrong, but it's actually perfect. Zuckerberg, it's not the best choice. What you're doing is he wants to force everyone off of TikTok back onto Instagram and Facebook, and then he wants all of those people that were running shops and businesses to then migrate over, and then he wants them all to be making money through his ecosystem, and then he wants to start introducing the AI users that are going to start to systematically replace real influencers. So people that are actually selling products, he wants to just be like literally just combing all of it for AI data so that he can just perfectly replicate what they're doing. And then whenever like sponsorships go to these real influencers and be like, hey, like I want to like give you $5,000 to like promote this product, he'll come in with his AI influencer and be like, oh, I'll only charge you $2,000. And so he wants to undercut all these assholes. And so basically he just wants to destroy everybody. That's like my prediction. And I'm like, Meta can suck it, dude. I don't trust any of it. It's all just to like make more billions of dollars, and he just doesn't give a fuck. And they just want to control shit. And it's, people think it's all like defense stuff. People are worried about defense concerns or the spread of misinformation, all this crap. It's none of that. It's all about who's making the money, who has control of the money. Politicians also are for it because A, they're buying Meta stock, and also they're they're politicians, so they want to have control. They want to be able to control their voice. So they could easily be like ratted out on TikTok and shit, but everywhere else they can kind of like work with it, you know? Kind of control the narrative. Oh, so that part is not going to work. Anyways, when you like on TikTok, you hear about all this shit all the time, so it could all be bullshit. Always fact check and verify for yourself. Everything I say is always tertiary through hearsay and nonsense from like TikTok shorts and stuff. It just makes sense to me. So I'm like, that's why I think that's the way it's gonna go. But time will truly tell. Because things don't always necessarily go like you think they're going to go. It's about ads and AI. What happens next? He can charge an insane amount because there's no competition anymore. True. I mean, that's why we try to fight against monopolies. Here's the thing though, like Instagram and Facebook have been like kind of dead for a long time. And I'm sorry, but he's just not the cool kid on the block anymore. And all the younger generations, all the Gen Zs, like from what I hear, are like in denial about it. They're like, they can't delete an app. They can't force us to stop using this app. Well, if TikTok just shuts their operations down and makes the app go dark, then yeah, you're fucked. But Gen Z is a little bit more resistant to like all the fear mongering that the rest of us millennials and older are like. We're more prone to just buy into the bullshit, you know? Like during the pandemic when we were all like Windexing our groceries because we were afraid everything was just had germs, and washing our hands incessantly. It's like, dude, chill out. It's gonna be okay. So yeah, all in all, I hope it doesn't go away, so that I have a place to market. Because I have not fully cracked the TikTok thing, but I think I'm starting to figure out how it works. And I'm kind of slow to figure that shit out, but I think I'm starting to understand. And so like, it's just sad because like right when I just started to grasp it, it's going away. So I was on the verge of having a real impact on that site. And being able to do some good for my marketing. So yeah, I'm not happy about it, but it's also not that big a deal. I mean, a little less doom scrolling. It's not the end of the world. We just work with what we got. So erase, need to actually fill. It's good to be positive. No matter what happens, it'll be okay. Find some way to keep pushing. It made TikTok seem to people that it was nothing but toxic. You think you single-handedly changed my mind about TikTok? Well, like TikTok it's both bad and it's good. And it really just depends on, like, I'm thankful that I grew up in a time before the internet existed. And I know what it's like to truly appreciate other human beings, like, and just, I'm totally cool with people having different belief systems, different takes on the world than me. It's okay. We all have to, and we always had to coexist. It's never not been the case. And so like, this idea that we all have to be perfectly aligned on everything is just utter nonsense, because it never worked like that, ever. For all time, we've all been like, you know, some people are metal, some people are punk, some people are this religion, some people are that, some people, they just believe in what they believe in, but we still have to all like love and eat and shit, and it's like none of that ever changes. So just shut up, do your work, and be peaceful. Because no matter how much you're like out there fucking hooing and hawing, there will always be the other gender, there will always be the other races, there will always be the other religions, and what should really matter is whether or not people are finding happiness, peace in their life, and making cool shit. That's all that really matters. That's all we care about. I think I need to push this hood line here a little bit. And in terms of TikTok being toxic, there is toxic stuff. There's like gender war stuff. There's always like misandry and sexist shit. You know, it's like girls are fucked up for this reason, guys are fucked up for this reason. So there's a bunch of gender war crap, like a lot of political nonsense. And you just have to like have resistance and understand what is crap and just what goes against your own principles. And that like, just because people have a bad experience about something doesn't mean it's true for everyone. And is like, you should go around hating people and treating people with disrespect. It's like, don't fucking buy into people telling you to hate. Get over your trauma and look for the people that are out there trying to love just as you are, you know? Get over yourself. Oh, we're all fucking idiots and flawed and make mistakes, and then we have our good times too. It's just always going to be the case. Is that enough diatribe for y'all? And I think when we lose TikTok, that discourse is going to be muted a bit. Because that's the one thing I liked about it. Because it was like, they're saying like, oh, it's like people manipulating information. Well, it's like all I ever see is other Americans talking about what's going on in America to other Americans. That's all I ever see. And it's like, if you don't like to watch it, then skip it. Then just watch something else. If it's like a bunch of hate, then just continuously skip it. And the algorithm will be like, oh, they don't like that, so I won't send them that stuff anymore. But if you're like a little kid, like say you're like 11 years old and all you've ever done is like seen this thing and you don't understand what it's doing to you, then that can be a bad thing. But that comes down to the parents. You're like, you're not ready for this. So someone who doesn't really use social media, I was surprised reading stories from indies that showed significant increase in Steam wishlist when pushing TikTok marketing. Now I have even less of an idea where people should put their shorts up for better reach. Yeah, it's going to be more challenging, but I think YouTube still has potential for breaking out into things. I don't think there's a great reward. I think a lot of people say that like the amount of work you have to do today to get like seen on like X or Instagram or YouTube, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, like financially. But when it comes to like, if you're selling something, you have to get out there somehow. And so you're going to have to break in some way, and you just can't, you got to get over it. Just go, you know? And here we are today, conversing, and everything is all good. Yeah. Professional Cartman Menes over here. So something that's been happening on TikTok the past week is people in protest to, because everyone's like, they're saying the government's getting rid of TikTok because it's like a Chinese app, Chinese owned app or whatever. And even though the lawyers have like proven that it was like, it's actually owned by like someone in the Cayman Islands, you know, it's like it's controlled by a Chinese government, or not a government, but a Chinese company. But like the Americans on TikTok that are pissed are just like, fuck it, we're going to sign up to their like Instagram, Pinterest, which is called Red Note. And it's literally like the Instagram for like straight up like communist, full-on Chinese citizens. And all these Americans started pouring in. They made it the #1 app in the App Store for the past few weeks. And it's fucked up because now what's happening is because like there's already all of these Chinese Americans who would connect with their people at home. It's how like they're living here in America, but they want to connect with China back home. And so all of these Americans are flooding into Red Note and they're being fucking Americans. And so they're doing all this shit that's like, you know, when you're have a Chinese company, it's very communist. You can't be disrespectful. You can't talk shit about the government. You can't, there's so many fucking rules because it's a communist country. It's how it works. And so now what they're doing is they're like splitting the American users on Red Note into like a separate server so that they're separating them from the Chinese. So initially the Americans were talking directly with like all of these Chinese citizens and they were all like, everyone was just like, hey, what's going on? And everyone was really happy. And like little kids were posting their English homework and being like, help me with my English homework. And like Americans were like giving them the answers and like all this cute shit was going on. But like then the communist government or whatever, they were just like, oh, we can't have, there's too much like bans and too much shit to moderate. So now they're separating all these Americans into their own server. So you can still get on Red Note, but it's like that segregation. And it's fucked up because all of those Chinese Americans are now being pushed into that American server change. So in this whole like, let's protest and like sign up for this Chinese app just to be like, fuck you, we'll just give China our data, whatever. They're fucking over the Chinese Americans who like want to connect with their Chinese culture or whatever, family that's still back in China. And so that's getting fucked up. So it's like, there's just consequences. I didn't join. I didn't think it was like, I thought it was interesting, but like, I was like, something's not, you know, I would rather just TikTok remain, you know, like I'm here for TikTok. I don't need to like go onto a site that's like primarily in like Chinese, you know, that I don't understand. And it's like, they kind of fucked it up. So like I've been seeing all these shorts of like Chinese Americans kind of crying and just pissed because that's happening. And they're like, now I'm getting cut off from like all this stuff. So, and it's just like, sometimes you got to think about what you're doing. And it's hard to like predict that these things are going to happen. It's like, but you shouldn't take that stuff lightly. Oh, you know what? I'm on the wrong layer here. But that's my other diatribe. Stuff that's been on my mind that's like... Oh, you know what? Gotta get it blended there. There's just a lot of interesting things going on right now. This is going to be a very interesting year. A lot of disruption, a lot of things getting shaken up and thrown around. Headbangers, preppies, jocks, punkers, everybody had their own thing then. Oh, yeah. Kind of feel sad for them. It's all they had to connect. I'm sure they'll find other ways, and maybe they'll still have access to the American side from within China. And so they'll still be able to be connected with their loved ones and stuff, and like pick up on the trends and whatnot that they want to see. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen for them, but it is sad. And it like, you know, it wasn't intentional because it was always like, it was like very like wholesome. It wasn't really malicious, but it's a different culture. So of course there's going to be that clash. Just the way it is. people in America are not, their go-to isn't to be respectful. It's to be like a bit of a rebel, to be a bit like, I'm going to push the limits. I'm going to test the boundaries. And it's not like that in China, at least. You don't test the boundaries. I mean, I don't really know what I'm talking about really, because I don't know all that much about it for real. So I cannot really speak on it for real. So I gotta put that disclaimer. But I do think that's kind of just, you know, it's kind of unnecessary, fucked up thing that happened. Like, I do think the big, you know, the powers that be are all like trying to swallow power and destroy other people to like move ahead and stuff like that. So I think there is danger to like revealing too much data between the countries, but eventually all that shit's gonna fall away and we're all just gonna be connected, you know, because like translations are gonna be so prevalent and easy that we're literally just going to be able to have like straight up conversations with people from any country ever and just like be like, so like, what's grocery prices like in your country? Like, so what would you do about this? And everyone will be able to connect easily. It's coming. That time is coming for sure. I think it'll happen before I turn into a full geezer. Hello pizza rolls? What's up, this plant? They're huge respect there, obedience and order. Yeah, like it's just their own thing, whatever. I like being an American. I like how we do things here for the most part. But I think it's true, you know, it's like I don't think we are really free. We do live in a giant corporation. America is a great place to be rich, a bad place to be poor. But I think any place would probably be a bad place to be poor. To be fair. Bump, bump, bump. But my attitude about it is if I have to work, because like Americans, they work, they have to work. They think we're like, the world's consensus about Americans is that like they're fat and lazy, but it's just like the most untrue thing ever. Because if you actually live here, you realize that you have to work till you're basically 72 in order just to get by. We work harder than fucking everybody. And it's insane. Like, so we're all just trying to like game the system so that we can exist in this like kind of crazy system. So it's kind of craziness. It's madness. And so I'm out here just wanting to make games, do something that I find I take enjoyment in. Because it's like if I have to work, if I'm forced to be part of this system like that, then I want to at least do something that I find interesting, captivating, inspiring. And I think everyone should be free to do that, you know? Find their thing. So I hope that for all of you guys. Every single one of yes. And I think I have to run to the bathroom real quick. All of this diatribe crap is making me have to pee my pants. So I'm gonna go pee my pants. Oh, shit. %. All right, I'm going to go. After this saves, I'll put it in a better position. And then I got a little bit more work to do on the cloak and the shoulder, like the shirt. And then we got to put some love on the orc. But Gant is coming along, man. All right, I will be right back. Got to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll just be a couple of minutes. All right, I'm back. Let's get into some focus. Let's make some progress here.
Come on.
Thank you for the follow, SCG. Welcome in. Here to support. Thanks, Whiskey. Oh, we gotta save. It's saving. So we just gotta finish up the hood. Maybe tatter up the cloak a little bit. And then maybe some additional shading for the orc. And we're pretty much there. What's up, Renzi? Been a while since dropped by. It's looking sick, man. Thanks, man. It's coming together little by little. It's been a good day. Good week. Can't wait for the app to get approved. I submitted it yesterday. Hopefully 3 days from now, I'll be able to announce the name. We'll start getting into the meat of the marketing. Very exciting. Sounds awesome. Submitted the app for like App Store and so on. Oh, I submitted it for Steam. So it's getting reviewed by Steam, by Valve, as we speak. It's in the queue. Yeah, this is not going to be on the App Store. It's just going to be on Steam. And possibly on itch. That'll probably be about it. Unless there's like a bundle set I throw the game on. But it's not going to be a mobile game. So, and I'm also not doing a Mac release initially. I decided to pull back on that because I've heard that it's a source of many headaches, and it's usually only about 1% of the user base. And that seems like it makes sense that it would be not the most ideal way to spend my time. I'd rather spend a little more juice into refining the PC build, since I'm just a one-man operation. You're expecting it to be something different since you said 3 days from now, and Apple are usually like 2 to 3 weeks. It said on Steam it takes like 3 to 5 days because they just look over the profile that you submit. Kind of want to see this. Very exciting. Remember to create a catalog for it on Twitch as well, so people can mark their stream as showing that game. If they can choose to do so. Pretty simple to do. Category for it. It's category. I'll make sure to note that. Code. Do what you love. And potentially delegate to artists to achieve the look that you want. Alternatively, you could also start the path to becoming an artist. Start your 10,000 hour journey. Just do it. Follow your dreams. Is any level of art skills going to be helpful? Even if you're able just to kind of like roughly storyboard stuff, it can be a big help. Just give me that. Where's the... As a game dev, the more skills you pick up, the better. Freak out and learn math? Doesn't Steam automatically create categories on database for game titles on Twitch? It's a good question, Jeff. I have no idea. But you bet your ass I'll be looking into it. Gonna go into shuffle mode here. Start acquiring some asset packs. You can often find some cheap asset packs. I'm actually going to be looking for some sound effects asset packs. Need basic editing skills. Runty, you want to do a link? Let me get you a link here. Give me a second here. Just gotta wait for Clip Studio to save real quick. Sorry, I was locked in for a second there. All right, you got 60 seconds if you're still around. Oh, damn, he's ready to go. You got... Wait a second, why is it lagging for me? Got some lag issues here.